Good morning. Here is today's word of blessings for you. Esther 1:4-7. For a full 180 days, he displayed the vast wealth of his kingdom and the splendor and glory of his majesty. When these days were over, the king gave a banquet, lasting 7 days, in the enclosed garden of the king's palace, for all the people from the least to the greatest who were in the citadel of Susa. The garden had hangings of white and blue linen, fastened with cords of white linen and purple material to silver rings on marble pillars. There were couches of gold and silver on a mosaic pavement of porphyry, marble, mother of pearl and other costly stones. The wine was served in goblets of gold, each one different from the other, and the royal wine was abundant, in keeping with the king's liberality. Today's title is Real Glory. Have you been to a really gorgeous party? I have been to some. But I have never been to a party described here. It is just unbelievably magnificent and gorgeous. The magnificent scale and luxury of the party, such as 180 days of continuous splendid party, 7 days of national banquets open to all and drinking wines in goblets of gold sitting on a couch of gold and silver are just overwhelming. Is this real? You might ask. I think it is real. That is the glory of Persia, so famous in history. I am glad that we could at least see the very realistic picture of it through the Bible. I love to read history because it helps me to understand the people and the world. And the Bible is the best historical book that I know. So what is your impression of the glory of Persia? Don't you want to be there even for a brief moment? That's not necessarily bad. But you know what? Jesus said that such glory of man is not better than a glory that's a nameless flower in the wilderness. But why? To a human eye, the two doesn't even compare. Yes, Jesus has different eyes and views. He looks inside than outside. He looks into the depth rather than superficial temporality. He looks at God's handiwork rather than man's masterpiece. Jesus used the parable of a nameless flower not to praise the flower. He used the parable to emphasize the invaluable glory that is in you. Do you get it? To God's eyes, you are more glorious than the glory of Persia. You are the glory of heaven. He delights in you, not the luxury of the Persia. Will you understand his heart? That's the theme of the book of Esther. You know that Esther means star in Hebrew. To God, you are the star, not the glory of Persia. Wonderful. Isn't it?